Hello, I'm Debs. This is Debs Make This. Welcome. Today is Friday Sews. I am in the process of putting together my 2023 review, but it's taken me quite a long time. So I thought I would just bob on and say hello and tell you what I've been up to, and find out what you've been up to. And I'll keep kind of working on the 2023 review and the 2024 kind of vague plans. It's currently Friday. I haven't taken down the Christmas decorations yet. I have been up to all sorts today, actually, and I'll tell you a bit more about that later on. My newest creation. That's my yoga mat just falling down. Sorry about that. This is the Eve dress by Stokx Patterns, and I will link to the video from a few weeks ago where I made a shirt version of this as a toile to see about fit. And this is the dress. Now, I will do a proper review of this. You can see it hasn't got its buttons yet. They are en route. And I'm going to do a button that's that kind of tealy colour. So I will talk about that properly then. But I've had good fun making it. I've been quite brave and kind of done some colour blocking and things. So that's taken quite a lot of time, actually, longer than I would have normally thought. Yet again, it has this beautiful, excuse my threads, this beautiful collar construction where the collar actually ends inside, so you get a lot less bulk at the corner at the front, which I really like. Yes, but I shall talk a bit more about that when it's finished. But that's what's kind of hanging about. The other thing that I am sewing at the moment is made of this. So this is a boiled wool in this kind of lovely, you can see it's a colour that I like, this kind of magenta-y, fuchsia-y kind of colour. And this came from Rainbow Fabrics at the Knitting and Stitching Show. I just got a meter and I'm making the Amara vest, which is just kind of a throw-over layer that I got to go with some of my dresses with the poofy sleeves. So that's being stitched at the moment. That's the quickest make in the history of the known universe because you kind of overlap the seams and just kind of edge stitch them. I just didn't have any thread that was the right colour, so I think that probably would have taken less than an hour from start to finish if I'd have had the right colour thread. So I've been and got some, and I'm ready to layer that I got to go with some of the other thing that I've made is, this one might be a bit Marmite, if you know what I mean. So some people might love it or hate it. So this is my Hive pullover, which is an Allie Olson pattern. It's got this kind of quarter zip with the inner the same as the outer, and I shared one of these on the pre-Christmas make. And this fabric is a cotton jacquard knit from Simple Life Fabrics, and lovely Sarah there is raving about it. It's a Swaffing, I think, is the manufacturer, and she says they're a really good manufacturer. It's not a name that I knew. So yeah, this is an Allie Olson pattern. It's not long out, maybe November or December out, and it should have, I'll put in a picture of me in the my little outfit that I made, and it should have a cuff on the end, but I lengthened the sleeves instead. I don't know, I just kind of find it feels more comfortable without a cuff. So it's quite a short, quite a cropped layer, this, and I did and ah about leaving the hemband off the bottom, but then it would have been really cropped even for me, and I'm so short-waisted. But yes, really like that. And what I've done to wear with it, I think I had 3 meters of fabric total. I've got a little bit left, probably enough to make a beanie or something, but I think my family would actually disown me if I had a top, a pair of bottoms and a beanie all in the same fabric and I wore them all together. I have been wearing the outfit together in the house. I've been told I look like a future convict by one of the members of my family, but there you go, I'm cozy. It's really good to put on when I have to get up with the dog early in the morning. I'm kind of just sneaking downstairs and not waking anybody up, but I want to be warm, and I often come down and do my journal and my yoga and a bit of Bible and all that stuff. And then I'm kind of warm enough, but I don't have to get dressed yet. So yeah, I find it's working really well. So what I did for the bottoms, I had the Stella joggers, which is a pattern from Tilly's stretch book, which came out years and years ago and is actually quite limited in sizing, but it's one that I already had. And instead of them being kind of tapered leg into a cuff, I've taken the cuff off, added about 2 inches, 2.5 inches, maybe a little bit more to the leg, and then made a roll up cuff. You'll be able to see that in the picture, I think. And so I straightened both sides of the leg just to give it a straighter leg, and just kind of guessed that, really played that by ear. I just didn't want them to be so tapered. I wanted it to feel a bit kind of more straight legged trouser. So there's probably a pattern out there that looks exactly like that, but I just thought I may as well use what I had, really. Yeah, so that's been a definite success, and I might actually, because I'm wearing it so much, I might have to make another one, just so I've got one to do in kind of rotation. But there you go. I think I've had 4 or 5 pieces of fabric arrive in total. I've realised I've only got 2 down here, so I'll show you those and then I'll go and collect the rest to add in. Those 2 are actually the most recent, and these came from Sarah at Simple Life. I haven't got very much of either of these, and the plan with them, I think, is I'm going to sew. I'll show you the one I'm going to sew first. So this is one that's going to sew first, and I made a mistake. So this has got a black background, and I don't normally wear any black. I'm thinking because it's quite perky with the pink and the green, it might actually be all right for me. If I look too drained in it, I'll just use it for nightwear instead. So I've only got a metre of that. She was having a sale, and I just kind of wanted to see what that was like. I'm apologising because it is creased. It's just come off the line. We have an indoor kind of, I don't know what you call it. In tenements in Scotland, you used to have like a hoist, like a dolly that you used to pull up, and then the rack goes up above the warm spaces. And we've got the same thing here, but Paul, my husband, did a mechanized version. So you press a button and then it's got like an industrial hoist mechanism and it lifts it up. And that's because when the kids were little, they were all in washable nappies. And so it was too heavy. The rail was too heavy for me to pull up by hand and pull it up manually when it had got 2 loads of nappies on it. So I had to have a mechanical hoist added in. Not sure how that changes the eco credentials, but never mind. Right, okay, sorry, off track. And the other one was this. So this is Nerida Hansen. You'll have seen these kind of came across at a very reasonable price in Ecovero viscose, and this one came, I've seen it in 3 colorways, I think, and I just thought it was really pretty. So I got 1.5 meters of that, and the plan for that is I think that it's going to be either the assembly line cuff top, or I'm going to make a Nocturne, which is a sew liberated pattern, which is pajamas, but I'm going to lengthen the top into kind of a nighty length. But I don't know. I just I'd seen some at the Knitting and Stitching show, and I didn't buy it, and then I was kind of kicking myself. So when Sarah had got it, I got some parts. So this is the assembly line cuff top. I got this pattern from eBay secondhand, just because their patterns are really expensive. I wouldn't buy a new paper pattern from them, I don't think. And you can see it's really simple. There's a center sleeve, kind of a bateau type neckline, and then a cuff, wide cuff at the above the elbow. So we'll see whether that's something that suits me. It's obviously a slightly different shape than I would normally go for, but I thought it was worth a go. Right, this is the next. I'm not going to be able to hold all of this up because it's massive, and again it's very creased. This is a navy cotton sateen that's quite structured, that came from Rainbow Fabrics when they had their sale before Christmas. So there's 5 and a bit meters of this, and that's the main reason that I got it. Gosh, it looks almost black in that light, doesn't it? But it is navy. And my plan was either to make one of these with it, or to make a kind of separate set. But I just thought it was really reasonably priced. I think with a discount that I've got a code for a discount, and I think I paid £16 for 5 meters. So I thought, yeah, that was definitely worth having. Just because I often struggle when patterns call for a lot of length of fabric, because I just don't have really long lengths in my stash. Now another one that was a before Christmas one. So I think all of these are before Christmas purchases. This is definitely needs a steam, doesn't it? So this is I think there is actually a mark on this though. I think there's a line across it, but this is a viscose velvet that came from Rainbow Fabrics, and the plan with that is it's going to be a pair of wide leg trousers. Now the one I had in mind is called the Cobolt trousers from the Caledonia Dreamin pattern company, and she did, before Christmas, she did like a little advent sale where she sold some patterns for $2, or something like that, €2. Can't remember, sorry. Anyway, very reduced price. And so I picked up a couple of them. I picked up the trouser pattern and also like a blouse pattern. So I thought I'd give them a try. I really like the idea of having a wide leg pair of kind of swooshy trousers in velvet, kind of just to wear with a plain top, just to kind of feel a bit more elevated sometimes. I did sorry, you can hear the kids in the background. I did and ah about making a dress out of it, but I just thought I'm probably going to get much more wear out of a pair of trousers. I did think about doing the Mitchells in it as well, so that's still a possibility. That's the Closet Core Mitchells, which I've made a couple of times before. I think you probably know what they look like, but I'll put a picture up if I get a chance. And the other one is a piece of fabric which looks, honestly, I promise I look after my fabrics better than this little pile suggests. This is a navy cotton velvet which came from Fleuretours when she was having a sale. And really, when when they go on Instagram and they ask you to buy things, my resolution this year is to probably to unsubscribe from some of these, because I just feel so guilty. And then I buy something, well, I buy a little bit from whoever I can afford to buy a little bit from. And the stash is really out of control. I'm not really going anywhere exciting to wear anything. My thought was that this would be an Eve dress. I just quite like the idea of having one of these, like a shirt dress in a plain fabric. I felt like that would be quite a useful thing. But yeah, I'm not sure now whether that's the best idea or not. This has got a bit of stretch in it. So for the cotton velvet, the cotton stretch velvet, so the other option I have is I've just bought the Isle jeans by Chalk and Notch. So I'd had my eye on that pattern for a really long time. I don't know whether I'll make the flared version. The straight version looks quite like a pair of Lander pants, which is a pattern that I really love. So what I might do is to make a straight pair in this, and then if I like the fit of them, then I might go along and get that rust cord and make a rust cord pair of flares. Who knows? But you can make it like this into a coat. So she does a 2-piece sleeve so that you can use it with thicker fabrics. So I could have an underneath cotton velvet one, and then an over the top cotton sateen one. I could actually, do you know, I'm thinking that now. I could do a tuxedo. I could do a tuxedo in the cotton sateen and do some of the trim with the cotton velvet. What about that for an idea? I can't think where I might wear it. And somebody needs to invite me to an occasion where I can wear a tuxedo. What am I like? Honestly, I should just make matching lounge sets, and I've done with it. So the other thing I've got to do is we are having a delayed Christmas. So my side of the family, we do Christmas at the end of January. And so I'm going to make a dress for Christmas out of the jade coloured cat's fabric. Hang on. So this one has been slightly better looked after because I was going to cut it out. Sorry, it's inside out though. Hang on a minute. To make sure you can see the proper colour. Jade dual coloured viscose with big cats on it. And that is either going to be a Lyra, which I still haven't made, or the Style Art Queenie, which I bought when it was on special offer just around Christmas time. I put that in. That looks really like the peony dress by Fabric Godmother, so really similar. So round neck, fitted bodice, poofy sleeve, kind of with a frill on the end of it, and then a kind of A-line skirt rather than a gathered skirt, which is what I was asked after. I think that's why I'm hesitating. I probably would get much more use out of that as a Lyra than I would out of it as something a bit more dressy. So that's why I'm kind of humming and hawing. You can see what kind of a week it's been. I've been doing lots of to-in and fro-in on things, which is why I thought if I just make that Amara vest in something really straightforward, it might just settle my brain a little bit. Now, I do have other things that I've been up to as well. So I'll share a bit about this. I might do another video about it. I've been doing something called Wear Our Word, which is where you explore your word of the year, and then you go through a series of daily exercises to get dressed in a way that helps you explore how you feel in your clothes. Makes it sound slightly more bananas than it is. It's really good. So I think this is either the third or the fourth year that I've done it, and I've really enjoyed it. The person who organises it all is called Stasia Savasuk, and she did a TED talk. I shall link to it down below. I shared it with Alex Judge, so if you watched her channel, I think she mentioned it quite recently, but it talks about how our clothes can help kind of augment how we feel on the inside, and when we feel best in our clothes is when our outsides and our insides match. So when there's congruency between what's on the outside and what's on the inside. And I think as sewers, I think we probably do that. I think we choose things that resonate with us, and when we get it wrong, sometimes it's because we kind of like the thing, but it doesn't have the same frequency that our insides have. I'm really sorry if that sounds insane, but I promise you it's a really good course to do. So you do some kind of exercises to explore what your word might be, and then you can do kind of mood boards and things around it. So I thought what I might do, when it lasts 2 weeks, so when it's finished, I will have had a picture for most days of what I've got dressed in, and some of the mood board and things should be finished. So I thought I might share that. So if that's something that sounds like it might be interesting to you, would you just comment down below? And equally, if you think that that's kind of a pile of rubbish, then you can say that too. I mean, I'm not sure that I'm definitely not going to make it, because I might make it. Might be easier, to be honest, than making the 2023 reflection. Because I made 70 things last year. I think 16 or 17 were things for other people, but yeah, 70 things, which is quite a lot, isn't it? So yes, that's quite a lot to kind of go through and try and find a way to put it together that might be kind of appealing or useful to other people, rather than just kind of having, I mean, I could have a rack of all the items that I've still got, but I think that would seriously put you to sleep, wouldn't it? So this is what I'm doing, which is Wear Our Word 2024, the Word of the Year workbook. So this helps you how to find your word of the year, and then you go through exercises wearing it. Tonight, we did a movement workshop, which was essentially like moving to music, which was awesome. Actually, I would highly recommend it if you get the opportunity. I hope you've all had a lovely holiday time, and you've found some time to rest and relax and do some making, if that's something that was bringing you joy, but equally or not, and that we all kind of move into tidying and getting ready to kind of think about how we're going to plan the next year, don't we? I think the rhythms, it's kind of like going with the rhythm of life as it is at the moment, isn't it? Now I have all these massive piles of huge pieces of fabric. I have no idea what possessed me, to be honest with you. So yeah, if you can think of something that I should be doing with 5 meters of cotton sateen, let me know. I shall go. Thank you very much for bearing with me this long. I hope you would like and subscribe if that's something that you haven't done already, please. And let me know what you've been working on. Let me know if you've got plans, and what the thing is you're most excited to make in the coming year. And I shall say bye-bye for now, and God bless, and I'll see you soon.